See, anyway, so what I want to do now is I want to help myself to talk more words. And I have to get started. I have to do my nice and beautiful coaching programs with weight loss. So how do I package it in the best way? So I'm understanding straight away that screenshotting anything in terms of life, in terms of the nice and beautiful courses, is very different. So I'm understanding straight away that as I do audio programs, approaching people need to see a wide range of materials. So it's much more how I need to provide examples. I need to provide examples of somebody who is doing coaching programs and making sure that no matter what, I need to go and provide presentations and PowerPoint presentations. And I need to actually help myself to grow myself. So what I do is I love I. And I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm done with cigarettes now. I'm actually done with cigarettes. I never want to be addicted to cigarettes personally. And I feel that no matter what, I've had my fair share of cigarettes now. And I'm learning very quickly about life now. I'm learning to just help myself to breathe. I can breathe much better. I'm actually understanding something that I went on a smoking binge. I smoked already, I see 1 and 12 plus 5. That's already 18 cigarettes. And I smoked 18 cigarettes in 3 days. So that's already a start to making sure that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly that I never need cigarettes ever again. And that's a start in terms of, that was a start to smoke cigarettes. But I never want to smoke cigarettes because I want to look after my health. I want to look after my health, guys. So what I need to do is understand something now. And since I'm actually coaching people now, and making high ticket offers and everything like that, I'm understanding straight away that I need to go and deliver PowerPoint presentations. So what I want to do is make my nice and beautiful audio program. And my audio program, it consists of just weight loss advice about weight loss stuff. And making sure that no matter what, that's a CD that I can sell for $47. And I'm going to understand straight away that it's much more how it is. And it's much more how I feel that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly about never screwing people over. I never want to be screwing people over, but I want to price them on information. So what I do is I help myself to just speak much more words anyway. So what I need to do is create courses, and I need to create courses via my phone. And the way I do it is I show people a tactic to making sure that they can quit on their own accord. So what I want to do is create as many courses as possible, and I want to talk about it, and I want to make sure that no matter what, that people get over the phone via screenshot all of the nice and beautiful ways of doing life. So I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning to understand straight away that no matter what, that I can make $1 online now. I'm making sure that it's much more how I have to implement the process. I have to start the process. So every single day now, I'm learning very quickly about life and freedom. I'm learning how to grow myself, but I'm learning how to actually write much more. But making sure that no matter what, I have to write a free PDF ebook. And I have to write an ebook for people to get their email address. Now the ClickFunnels is something different, where I have to make a ClickFunnels. And now it's it's all small steps. By making sure that no matter what, I need to make a high ticket sale offer, where I need to go and coach people on their own time to make sure that no matter what, it's about 100 hours of video coaching. So it's much more how I feel. It's much more easier to just dwell upon something much greater, where I'm actually understanding something about life. And I'm learning very quickly about helping myself to understand something, that my coaching process is very different toward everything. I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly about life. So every single day, I'm learning very quickly about helping myself to improve. I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm helping myself to improve myself. So no matter what, I can see straight away what people are doing online. I can see how to progress forward in my behavior. And I'm learning very quickly about how to understand much more. So that's how I feel. I feel anyway that what I want to do now is just slowly do some errands. I want to go and grab my nice and beautiful support Lego over here. I'll grab my support Lego over here so I can actually download the PDF file, and that's how I feel. This is the employment separation certificate as well, and I'm learning how to help myself to improve. I'm learning how to actually grow myself in the process. I understand straight away that as I grow myself differently, I'm learning how to help myself to deliver content, and I'm helping myself to understand something that I just have to go on the Centrelink application right here. I have to go and upload my programs to get disability support pension, and I'm learning very quickly about helping myself to do that, and I'm helping myself to grow myself differently. So I have to send file to Mega Drive, and I have to download it into my program over here. I have to download it into my Centrelink application over here. So what I do is I find Mega Drive. I make sure I'm doing a course over here for myself. And it's all a slow process anyway. Actually, it's a slow process into abundance and into freedom. I'm learning very quickly about helping myself to grow. And I'm helping myself to understand something about life. That I'm documenting a greater way of life for myself. So I'm helping myself to grow. So what I want to do is develop myself to become the best version of myself differently. And definitely, I want to help myself to improve myself. And I'm learning very quickly about love and arts. I'm learning about interests. I'm learning about helping myself to love life. So what I want to do is upload employment certificate. So it's much more how I submit this. I accept. See, it's much more how I feel. And how I feel is much more different. And I help myself to submit and accept the process of screen recording everything. And I'm learning very quickly about life and interest. So it's much more how I feel. That I'm learning very quickly about life. So it's much more how I need to help myself to grow. So as I grow myself differently, guys, I'm making sure I'm quitting cigarettes today. I'm making sure that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about moving on with my life now. I move on with my life so I can actually grow myself. But everybody's in it alone, and everybody has to do life alone, guys. So I'm understanding something around helping myself to improve. So many motivational courses over here. See course 87, which is course 88 now. I'm a course 88 now. Course 88, see course 88. Motivational course. See, motivational course 88. I'm learning to deliver content in high regards to myself over here. I'm helping myself to improve myself differently, and I'm learning from the process. I'm learning how to actually help myself to grow. So it's much more how I feel. And how I feel is much more different than ever before. So I'm learning very quickly. I'm helping myself to just see over here what's happening over here in terms of my life over here. And I'm supporting myself over here with courses that I'm doing courses online. And I'm helping myself to just see that nice and beautiful power of life that's helping me to deport myself in a better way. I'm learning from what's happening, and I'm uploading content online always. So it's much more how you guys need to upload content to become better. And I'm showing people all of my content. I'm showing people everything I have to succeed with. So what I want to do is create something first. I want to understand straight away that if I type the ebook, I'm understanding straight away I need to get LibreOffice. But I need to go and grow myself. And I need to help myself to improve. So every single time now, I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning to succeed. I want to check out what Ben Harvey has in store over here. In terms of his books. So Ben Harvey has books I want to grab, and I want to see what kind of action he's taken upon his books over here. I want to see over here. So Ben Harvey. See, it's much more how I feel. I feel different. I'm learning very quickly about life. See, Benjamin J. Harvey. See, elevate your health. See, elevate your well-being. See, elevate your mindset. See, Benjamin J. Harvey. So, honestly, does he have any audiobooks? And does he do any audiobooks for himself? I understand straight away Benjamin J. Harvey has some books over here, but let's have a look. Because I'm still learning everything about life. So Benjamin. See, Benjamin J. Harvey. See, Benjamin J. Harvey. See, elevate your well-being. See, elevate your well-being. See, nope. See, it's much more how he has ebooks over here where you can find it online somewhere. See, he has ebooks. See, it's much more how I feel. So what I want to do is grow myself. So every single time now, I'm understanding straight away that no matter what, as I grow myself differently, that I'm looking to start my courses. So I see what I'm actually teaching right now is I'm teaching different aspects of life over here. And I'm teaching people different scenarios. I see anyway. See, as I teach people different scenarios, I'm looking for different ways of techniques and different ways of experiencing something. But it's more how I feel. I feel it's much more how I feel different. See, it's much more how I feel. So it's much more how I need to start growing myself. So what I need to do is see straight away from life point of view how to succeed. So let's have a look. I see straight away now I want to do this. I want to make sure that no matter what, the people have a course over here of success over here. I'm learning very quickly about life. So as I'm really controlling myself over here, I'm looking for a better deal. I'm looking to help myself to improve. I'm learning to actually help myself to do much greater. So it's not how I feel. That no matter what, that I'm growing myself differently. I'm creating courses over here for my life. I see, although it's much more how I need to understand something. That as I create my courses online, I just have to keep going and I have to explain everything in terms of courses. So seeds. See over here, say seeds. Say seeds. Say seeds. So I'm actually learning I'm learning over here how to actually grow myself. So I'm looking for better ways of dealing with my life. So let's have a look. So anyway, so I'm actually learning very quickly how to understand something that I'm learning very quickly about life. So I'm learning how it is about life. So no matter what, I'm learning how to actually grow myself differently. So as I grow myself differently, it's much more how I give the information, but they need more information than that. It's much more how I feel. I'm learning very quickly how to understand something about better presentational skills. I need to give much more better presentational skills, and I need to understand something about life over here. I feel like a failure, but it's much more how I feel. And no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about courses, and now the courses I'm giving are much more different. So no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about life. So as I really grow myself, I'm learning how people are. I'm learning how people are different and how different people get. I'm understanding something about helping myself to move forward in life, and I'm learning very quickly about life. But I'm learning how to actually help myself to move forward. And I have to have a shower too. I have to have a shower for myself, and I'm learning very quickly about striking business moving forward. And is that the kind of courses I need to create? Probably, yeah. But it never really, let's say, helps as much. I'm understanding straight away that it does help for people to see the courses, but it's much more how I feel. That no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly about life. And I'm learning how to understand something, that it's much more how I feel. That I'm a weight loss coach, but I'm understanding straight away that I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning how to understand something, that I'm learning to breathe. I'm learning to understand something, to just grow myself. And as I grow myself differently, I'm looking for better ways of improving my life. I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm looking for better ways to deal with my life moving forward. And I'm understanding something, that I'm learning very quickly about how to transition from food to food. So every single day I'm looking to teach a subject. I'm looking to teach a subject, but it's much more difficult to work the 9-to-5 job than it is to make courses online. So I'm understanding straight away that as I grow myself differently, I grow myself, and I'm looking to save up, and I'm looking to understand something, that I'm learning very quickly about life. So it's much more how I feel. I feel nice and beautiful. So what I do, guys, in my weight loss courses is I make sure that every single month people are coming back to me. In every single month. And every single month I'm learning very quickly. And no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about helping myself to improve. So as I go and grow myself differently, I'm just definitely improving myself in the best kind of way forward. But I'm understanding straight away how it's a tactic. And I see the tactic straight away. And I see how it is. I'm seeing straight away how I need to grow myself differently. And I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning how to help myself to improve. So I help myself to love life differently. And I'm learning very quickly about accustoming myself to better ways of dealing with my life. But no matter what, I'm learning very quickly to understand straight away that it's much more how I feel. So my courses are just like that. But no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about helping myself to improve. So no matter what, it's much more how I feel. I ask Jesus Christ, how do I give them a better course in life? I mean, Jesus Christ says there is a way for a PowerPoint presentation. For a PowerPoint presentation means they get the full strategy course on how I do life. And I'm learning very quickly about helping myself to understand that once they see that information, they still don't know what to do. And they see straight away that no matter what, that they're seeing the overview of how I do things, but they never understand exactly how to go from food to food. And that's something that I can teach them, but it's much more how they lack information in that scenario. So I'm understanding to never give up, and to keep going, and to keep performing and outperforming myself, of course, and to understand straight away how I feel. I feel that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning to talk it up for myself. I'm learning to help myself to improve my life moving forward. And I'm learning very quickly to help myself to succeed differently. And help myself to understand something, that life is different. But weight loss courses is how you do it. And it's much more how I feel. I feel much more different, and I feel much more alive. I see anyway, so as I grow myself differently, I'm definitely improving myself. I'm definitely going out and about. I'm definitely improving myself through different ways of living life differently, and I'm improving myself through encouraging myself to grow. And that's how I feel. I feel I have to grow myself. I feel that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about life. So it's much more how I feel, yeah? And life is different for me anyway. I feel that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about life. And I'm helping myself to deliver content. But no matter what, I'm learning very quickly I can overcome anything. I can overcome anything. And I'm learning very quickly to improve my life story and to improve myself along the way. To deliver content is much more where I am in life. And I'm learning very quickly about just letting it be. So anyway, so what I'm doing over here is I'm learning very quickly about helping myself to improve myself. So I'm learning how to understand something. I never need to smoke cigarettes, guys. And I found myself smoking today 7 times. And I'm learning very quickly about how harsh I feel about myself over here. I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning to understand that my life went into courses today. I'm learning how to be a non-smoker now. And I'm learning to breathe. I can still breathe. I can still have my health. And it's not worth smoking my life out. I'm learning to help myself to grow myself over here. And I'm learning how to grow and outgrow myself in the best deals through life. So every single day now, I'm learning very quickly about understanding how I need to create all these courses. And it's much more how I feel that I did try, but I'm actually understanding something that it's more how it is. And it's more how I grow from it. And I'm learning how to understand straight away that I'm learning very quickly about learning about love and life. And I'm learning how to actually breathe again. I have to learn to breathe again. I'm learning how to help myself to love life. So I'm understanding straight away that what I want to do is help myself to grow. And I want to help myself grow without cigarettes now. And it's time for me to understand straight away to outgrow myself differently, and I'm learning very quickly about life. And I'm helping myself to find better ways of dealing with life moving forward. And I'm helping myself to grow anyway. I apologize, Jesus Christ, for smoking cigarettes. And I'm learning how to follow Jesus Christ more. I feel God saying something to me now. I feel God saying, hey, wake up. I can see He's saying, wake up to yourself. I feel that's much more how I feel. And I'm learning how to grow, and I'm learning how to grow myself, but it's much more how I need to help deliver content. And as I deliver content, I'm learning very quickly about understanding that no matter what, I do have a weight loss program that works, but it's more teaching it, or actually it's more how I have to teach it. I'm learning how to understand straight away, how to prepare for it. I'm learning how to understand straight away that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning to just do free content until I can summarize how to help people lose weight. But people have to be dedicated, or they have to be in dedication to losing weight. And I'm learning how to understand something that I need to read. I'm learning how my life can be a nightmare, I swear. I understand straight away that I'm learning to do life much greater. I never swear to God, but I straight away I'm learning very quickly that I'm doing a great job for myself. I'm learning how to develop strength and courage again to get away from cigarettes. I'm learning how to develop myself over here. I'm open and honest with myself. I'm developing myself and I'm developing my act of courage daily, and I'm learning how to submit claims of abundance and deals throughout life so I can actually perform and outperform myself, so I can grow. I'm understanding straight away how today is a Tuesday, I believe. So today's a Thursday, and I'm learning how to help myself to grow myself in different ways. I'm learning how to develop myself in the best kind of way possible. I'm learning to develop myself in the way of love and interest. I'm learning to nicely and beautifully coach myself to be great again. And I need my health. But I'm learning how to understand something. I'm learning to understand that no matter what, I have to make my first dollar online. And I have to make these nice and beautiful weight loss courses. And I'm learning how to develop myself. So it's much more how I feel. That no matter what I'm doing a great job for myself. I'm learning to develop myself in the best way possible. So it's more how behind my dad's back, I was grabbing cigarettes behind my dad's back. And I'm learning how to open up to a better way of life for myself to grow accordingly. And I'm not losing anything. I'm not losing anything in life by being a non-smoker. I feel that no matter what, my life is different. And I have to learn how to appreciate myself much greater. So it's much more how it is. I feel that no matter what, I'm learning how I do have a weight loss business. But it's about getting off into a better way for my life. I feel that no matter what, that it's much more how I feel. I see it's much more how I feel. That I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning to persuade myself to do much greater for myself, at least. So I need to outgrow myself. So it's much more how I feel. So it's much more how I need to go and read something now. I need to read from Robert Kiyosaki some new content, and I need to develop myself in the best way possible. I need to learn to breathe again. So anyway guys, so what I'm doing now is I'm just about to have a talk with you guys to just relax and just see what's up with my life. I mean, what can you do? Life is to be told in different ways, and you need to be able to grow yourself. But my voice has gone deeper. I feel amazing. I need to grow. I need to find something to do. I have something to say all the time. I have an idea here and there. But the thing is, I need to grow myself differently. I need to make sure that my life is getting ahead of the game. I have to be getting ahead of the game. I mean, there's a lot of people on the planet, and everybody has to do it. Everybody has to do their own YouTube channel, and everybody has to build their legacy to grow. But every single episode I do for you guys is so that I grow, and I'm making sure that as I grow along and as I do life much greater, I'm always seeking a greater way of life. I'm seeking to do something now. I'm making sure that I'm learning very quickly about life and interest. I'm understanding that I can upload this episode online into YouTube, and I can grow by just explaining myself much better. And I find that I'm attractive in what I do, and I need to always simplify much more, and I need to grow in different ways. But recently I came across myself in different ways, and I'm learning very quickly to join Toastmasters here and there, to just book an online session with people so that I can go and develop my speaking skills. I find much more attractiveness in what I do now. I'm doing great. I can however do better in what I do. I find now that my life is improving. I have to grow. I find I have to grow myself in different ways, and I'm making sure that I'm learning from the occasion. I'm learning from what I'm doing, and I need to find ways to grow. But the best way to grow, guys, is to read something and to be consuming content. And as long as you can consume content and grow yourself that way, I promise you that life is never a struggle when you're dealing with a better way of life. But you have to solidify yourself as successful, and you have to make sure that you're in the running for stages of life by doing greater for yourself, by encouraging yourself to grow is the best way forward. So I'm finding my way through life in different ways, and I'm making sure that I'm learning very quickly about helping myself to grow. And I find now, since I'm actually studying much more music these days, I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky to be doing life coaching and music production. And I find that people just let you be. And they let you be, and they say, hey, hats off to you, and just do your own life and do your own accord with people. But what I can do is socialize with people much more online, and I can find myself much more interesting in what I do. But that's how you grow, and you grow through different ways, and you make sure that no matter what, that you're growing in the best way possible. So the more you can speak, the better, and the more you practice your speaking skills, the better you are. So every single day I'm learning how to be the best version of myself that I can be, and I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm helping myself to quit smoking, and I'm understanding straight away that I've been drinking some coffee these days, and I've been staying up all night, and I've been doing my life in different ways, but I'm learning to give you my story along the way. I'm learning to help myself to grow in different ways, but very soon, I go to my mother's house, and that means I leave my dad behind. And my dad's very lucky because he has a pension, and since he has a pension, he has the old age pension, and it means that he can go to Serbia now, and he can live like a king over there, and he can always have cigarettes and everything that he needs with his family over there. But life is like that, and life happens for a reason, and whatever my dad chooses, I'm happy with it. I'm understanding that I want my dad to go to Serbia, to live in Serbia, so that I can prosper and so that I can grow myself in different ways. But I'm understanding that my mum is a different human being, and she wants the best for me. But I have to grow myself differently, and I need to be alone while also growing myself in the process. And there's so much to learn, guys. There's so much to learn and do in daily life that everybody needs to be profound in their speaking engagement skills, and everybody needs to grow differently. And I realize, and you need to find the courage within you to grow. I find that these days I'm performing much better. I'm understanding that I can do my YouTube channel while I'm speaking in audio programs, and I find that's much more helpful for me to do also. And I'm finding interest in what I do and say. But life is simple, on my end of life, and I'm learning to stay indoors much more. I'm learning to consume content. I'm learning to be at peace with myself. I'm learning to be my best friend. But that's how life is, and life goes on, and you have to live life. And everybody here has a chance at life to become everything they can be. So you have to be the version of yourself that's the best version of yourself always. So you have to give people words of advice. And I'm learning never to rely on Linktree for anything, because I have a YouTube channel. I rely solely on YouTube now. And why is that? I understand because YouTube is dominant right now in social media. So I want to copy and paste my Mega Drive link everywhere into YouTube and everywhere into my videos on YouTube, so that I can grow and prosper myself to grow. I find that it's much more helpful to do that for myself, and I'm learning how to grow myself in different ways. I'm finding the words to say. I'm finding strength in myself to deliver information and to become the best version of myself, definitely. But life happens, and life's happening for me now. So it's about growing yourself into the best version that you can be. And you have to learn to grow and prosper, and you have to encourage yourself to grow. So the best ways I grow now is I read, I consume content, I listen to people, I read what they say, I read what they're doing. I'm having fun along the way. I'm with myself over here. But life is happening, and life has its own thing, and life has its own way of being. So this life shall pass me by very quickly. And I'm understanding that. I'm understanding that people are going on with their lives. And I need to grow. I need to develop my business skills. I need to be able to show for it. I need to be able to understand Ben Harvey and this other guy, Matty, and how they do this in terms of how they do their life coaching and stuff like that. So with myself and my life coaching career, I solely go on YouTube now. I do it from home. I get to do what I need to do. But how do I make money? I understand that money is something that comes when you work for it. And now you never work for money, you work for a legacy. But everything I've been posting up online on YouTube is solely to be heard. And now I'm understanding that everybody gets to hear my life out, and everybody gets to check out my life because I'm posting my Mega Drive link into YouTube, and I can rely on YouTube. And that's how I grow. That's how I grow. I have a sole purpose to drive information into the market, and to keep speaking, and to keep doing something to plan my life out. But I'm understanding straight away that ideas come to me and I grow from it. And I give people ideas along the way. And I'm having fun. I'm learning to have fun with myself. I'm learning to give my wisdom. I'm making sure I can grow myself. I'm definitely doing better than before. And I need to grow my tree of wisdom. So now, since I'm understanding straight away that I'm planning my life ahead of the game, I'm understanding that in order for me to make money with life coaching, I need to have clients. And to get clients, I need to be able to solely find out what people want and then give them that service and charge them for it. So it's more how with life coaching, I need to be able to help people to deliver information, but I do that for free. But I need a service. I need to provide a service of information where I can charge people for it and where I have to advertise myself as well. So I have to advertise myself to create courses to become the best version of myself. So it's more how I'm understanding life and how life is and how life drags people away. And I need to find better ways of thinking. So to think better, first of all, stay away from the cigarettes and the drugs out there, guys. I mean, nightlife is going away from me as well. I'm not much into the nightlife these days because I find being much more in my house attractive. I find being able to grow myself in different ways, to be with family, is much more doable, and it's much more reliable to be with family than it is to go out and to be away from family. I understand how people are going around the world, and I'm happy for them. I'm happy that people get to see all the cities of the world, but that never satisfies either. But actually, what satisfies is being where you are and growing from it. So learning very quickly the key skills of attributes to be in perspective that I understand that all my content is going to be shown in Mega Drive through all my YouTube links. So I'm learning very quickly about understanding that I have perspective in mind now, and I'm learning to get on with life. I'm helping myself to understand something that talking on actual audio programs now is something I need to do much more of. These days I need to be able to speak into audio programs, but my audio programs are all into Mega Drive now, and that saves me a lot of money and it saves me a lot of time now. And it's much better for me because I'm posting my Mega Drive link into YouTube and everything can be seen. But you guys, so you guys can study my life and you can study what I'm doing in daily life, but somebody's listening to me all the time now. So what I'm doing now is I'm just sitting down. I'm in my house. I'm growing myself. I'm finding perspective on mine and interest. I see how life is. I see life is fun for me personally. But at the same time, I need to grow and I need to find better ways of dealing with life. I'm a vegan now for 3 years. And it's just amazing how much I've learned in terms of nutrition. And I've been taking care of my body. But I've been taking care of my body in nutritional intake with food and drink. But I've been smoking cigarettes recently. And guys, just make sure you're never smoking cigarettes, because it truly does kill a person and it's never really good for you. So I'm learning how people are making legacies come true, and a lot goes into a legacy that you want to make. But I'm learning, since I have my Mega Drive links in all of YouTube now, where I need to go and do that for myself. I need to post all my YouTube links, in terms of Mega Drive links, into YouTube videos. And from that point on, I let it be that way. And that way I'm learning very quickly about understanding that everything I've done until now in terms of Mega Drive is going to be seen by you guys, because I have many courses. I have 30 years and more of talking on video and audio camera, and I want to be talking all day long with you guys. I want to be planning my life. I want to be executing in the best way possible. But I'm learning very quickly about becoming the smarter person, and I need to be smart in my interests, and I need to find better ways of dealing with life, of course. So I'm much smarter than I was. I'm much more in wisdom. I'm staying away from trouble. I used to be a troublemaker, guys. I used to drink alcohol and drive. I used to do drugs and drive. I mean, stupid stuff. I hit a woman once. I went to jail for it, but she hit me first, and I kneed her in the gut. And then suddenly the police came and stopped the fight between me and her, and 50 guys were running at me because I hit the woman, and they wanted to hit me, but the police jumped in. So luckily, I find I'm much more mature now, and on my Camino walk, I want to be able to speak more audio content, and I want to be doing audio content as I walk around. But I want to record my life in the process. So since I'm recording my life in the process, I'm posting all my audio programs into Mega Drive now. I'm posting more video content and music production, in terms of life coaching and music production, into YouTube videos. And yeah, I find I have over 1,000 videos on YouTube now. But time to make content, guys, and it's time to plan my life around, and it's time to be productive. But you need to be someone who gives life advice to people. And I'm sure that all of you guys can see my courses now, and everything I've done in terms of my life is in a hard drive, and you guys can see it, which is, I thank God that Mega Drive is alive and that internet is alive these days, because now I exist forever. So life is fun for me personally, but I need to go and grow myself, and I need to be able to find evolution now. And to grow myself, I need to document my life, and I need to speak more. And since I speak more, I need to develop a communicational skill. And what kind of communicational skill? I mean, a communicational skill of wisdom and knowledge, and being able to thrive in daily life, and being able to grow myself and outgrow content and whatever I'm doing. So absorbing content and reading and enjoying life is now much more of a deal breaker for me, because I'm growing myself in different ways. I've already seen Australia mostly, and there's a bit more to go in terms of Australia, but I've seen mostly Australia. So now it's time to just go to my mum's house. I'm very proud of myself for going around Australia with the government's money, and I went for free around Australia for 1.5 years, and it's my record. But now what's coming for me now at my mum's house, I have another holiday. And it's never a holiday for me, but it's a working holiday. I find at my mum's house I can keep going with my content and what I'm doing, and it's very fun because I'm having fun with it. And I do music production and life coaching, and that's it. I do fashion modeling here and there, but I exist in the world, and that's something that matters to me. But there's a lot to go, and there's a lot of content to go, and there's a lot to do in life, and there's a lot to plan. But I guarantee you, the more I speak in the audio program, the more I grow. And I find much more interest now being able to develop myself in different ways. I find people can find my links, they can find what I'm doing online. And since people can find me now, they can admire me as well, and I can serve as a positive role model to look forward to dealing with you guys in different ways, to make sure that you're always coming back to the word I in your communicational skills. So if you're understanding something about life, that life happens for a reason, and you guys never grow from it. And now, since I'm understanding that my music production is really lifting now, and what's important for me is to document everything. And while I'm uploading content, I'm speaking into an audio program all day long. I'm talking business all day long. I'm talking with myself all day long. And you guys are hearing me out. And that's amazing, because over 40 years ago, there was never an opportunity to do this other than the radio shows and stuff like that. But competition is competition, and you must understand that you're just competing with yourself to become your best and to become all you can be. But I'm understanding straight away that now, since I'm understanding that my goals now are my goals now are to have kids and to become a father figure. And I have 25 years to make a kid. And I find that one kid is more enough for me. I promise you, one kid is more enough for me, and just to be able to feed that child and to be able to grow myself in different ways. And now, if I never have kids in my life, I'm still proud of who I am. I mean, you understand? I mean, never ever spoil yourself in a way to get negative because you never have kids. I promise you, you guys out there who have kids, I promise you, you need to understand that you can always have more. But those people who never have kids, guys, I promise you, you must understand that those people, in terms of you guys out there who never, I promise you guys out there who never have kids in this lifetime, then make sure you understand that you never need kids. I promise you, what you need is yourself the most, and you need to be able to grow from it. And you need to be able to find prosperity in audio programs and making audio programs these days. So I find I have no time for other people, but I do have time for some friends over here. And I'm learning to keep interested in people. And I'm saving everything. I'm trying to screenshot as much as I can into my phone, because what I do is I speak to people online and then I screenshot everything. So I upload it all into Mega Drive, and you guys can see all my files and everything I've done in terms of my life in one storage base, Mega Drive. I feel that Mega Drive key, I can throw it away. But the thing is, I keep it in my Google Drive. But I can throw it away, and I never need to give that to other people. And I can lock up the key, and I can just never show my passwords to people, and I'm online forever. And Mega Drive is never going anywhere. But to make money, guys, then make health first in your life. Promise you, health is first. And those people who have time for health have time for life. I see many people on the news channels these days are they're trying to give content, and they're trying to develop themselves and trying to grow themselves as well. But life is making sure every single day that you guys understand that you have a chance at life. I understand I threw that knife out into the gutter recently, and I'm understanding that the police can catch me about it. But I realize that if they do throw me in prison because I threw a freaking knife in the gutter, then let it be. I still have freedom. I'm not a criminal, thank God. I mean, thank God for that. I mean, I have no criminal record. I do have a record. I do have a police record about some stuff in terms of I hit a woman, but I never meant to hit her, and it was an accident. And what else? I mean, schizophrenia and drug taking. Gosh, the police never caught me doing drugs, ever. Gosh, they caught me drinking alcohol in the train once, and I was by myself. I remember my life over here when I was traveling to Australian Institute of Music. I was meeting new people, and I have a good time traveling. I find now traveling without a car is much more difficult. But I do miss my Toyota Starlet because my Toyota Starlet has the sound system in the car, but I rarely drive it. I rarely drive it anyway. It's going away from it anyway. I promise you, life is going away from me, personally. And what I want to do in my life is I want to plan, and I want to provide content for people. So what I'm doing is I'm making a live on Mega Drive, and I'm posting all my content on Mega Drive as much as I can. And it's all my workload, so you guys can study me every single day of my life. I mean, you guys can study what I'm doing. But I'm sure that many of you will never ever listen to this. And those who are listening are true fans of mine. For you guys out there who are listening to me right now, in some time of yours, are true fans of me. I promise you, and I love you guys. But now it's the year 2021, and since I have a phone and since I have a radio show, I can broadcast myself into the internet forever. And that's something of a perspective of mine where I can grow myself and I can talk. But what's more important for me is to talk and also read. I want to be able to explain everything into an audio program from this point, from this point on. I want to write down whatever I need to write down. I want to grow myself. I want to develop. But now it's time for me to just upload some content into YouTube in terms of some tracks, in terms of my audio tracks that I made my music tracks. I want to upload that into YouTube videos it goes. And from that point on, once I upload all my music into YouTube, I then want to go and link up all my Mega Drive links in all my YouTube videos. And once I do that, I promise you, then I set straight forward my life and my career starts much better. But I've been having problems getting people to follow me, and that never bothers me really. Actually, it never bothers me that people never want to follow me, because people are following me, and some people follow me. And the important deal is that I recognize that I grow myself in my communicational skills, and that I have something to say, but I have plenty of time. But what's more important than money is being able to talk, and it's being able to show people service. And as long as you can give a service to help people, to grow with people, and to socialize with people, I promise you that's the best deal of life. I promise you I've been stupid before in my teenage years where I was drinking alcohol and doing drugs. But I'm very proud of who I am today, and I came a long way in life. And I put myself out there. I put myself out there doing basking performances. I learned a lot. I learned a lot from it. I'm meeting new people along the way, and life is good for me now. I have all day to talk, and life is gonna go very quickly, guys. So make the most of it by talking the most you can. So each and every single day of my life now, I'm just planning, I'm just broadcasting myself. I'm documenting everything. I'm uploading as much content online as possible. I'm trying to develop myself as much as possible. I'm trying to give you everything I have in terms of all the ideas that I ever have. I'm trying to broadcast everything as much as possible. And I'm trying to make a legacy for myself. So the deal is that if I grow myself differently and I grow myself in the best way possible, that I find that I'm much more attractive now. And there has been some time in terms of a gap where I have no girlfriend, and I never need a girlfriend. I never need a girlfriend right now. I need a girlfriend when I get to my mom's house. And the thing is, I never need a girlfriend. But the thing is, eventually I need to have a girlfriend to have kids. And I'm 29 and I'm going through life. I'm just 29 years of age, for fuck's sake. I'm still young. I'm very young. I'm very young. And life is getting better for me, personally. And my music production is getting even better. I love it. And I truly love my music production. And I understand that you guys can check it out, and you guys can check out my YouTube channel. And you can check out what I'm doing in terms of music. But my album 2021 is the best one so far. And why is that? I promise you it's because I have more talent and skills in my year 2021 album. And my dad and my mum, in terms of my family as well, is never watching much what I do. But I'm making a career and I'm making a legacy for myself. And it's always going to be. Just like Nikola Tesla has a legacy, I have a legacy too. And the more content you make, the better. So you have to thrive in making content, because content is king. And the more you content make your, in terms of the more you make content, in terms of you make yourself wise about it all, the better for you. So I enjoy talking, and I enjoy to grow myself in different ways. I'm understanding now, since I'm using music production skills much better, I'm developing myself, and I'm using different architectures of different ways of thinking. I'm understanding that since I'm broadcasting my life now, that I'm much more aware about what I'm doing. I'm doing better business now, and I'm branding myself better. And life is coming up for me, and the 9 to 5 job is coming up for me as well. So eventually, when I have kids, I have to go 9 to 5 job work. But I meet people along the way, and I enjoy myself. But the thing is, that's the way it is, and I have to do it. I have to do it. But the thing is, eventually, I have to work the 9 to 5 job anyway. And now, let's say I have no kids for the rest of my life. Then what I do from that point on is anything I make from a 9 to 5 job, I go and try to book a nightclub somewhere. And I try to go across the world. I try to go across the world doing music production. around the world. And that's just a dream come true, to be able to do that. I mean, the dream come true is having so much money that you can go anywhere at any time. But that's a dream come true. And many people have done it. Many people have done it, but many people haven't. And people work. I mean, people work the whole year to just go for a holiday for 2 weeks. But what they miss out on is telecasting their thoughts. So I want to be able to telecast my thoughts all day long. And I want to plan my life, and I want to get myself back on track. And I'm much more wiser now. So my life is different, and what I want to do at 100 years of age is I want to be talking to you guys. I want to be truly understanding that no matter what happens to me, guys, I mean, just relax and let time pass, and just make sure you guys remember me as well. I mean, just remember for everything I've done, and just make sure you never cry for me when I pass away. But if I was to pass away today, I'm happy. I'm happy to pass away today. I'm happy to die today. I'm truly happy to die today. I'm truly happy to go away from this world. And why is that? I'm probably because I feel that my life is at its peak. And I understand that I'm just happy to go. I'm happy to leave this world at 29 years of age. I'm happy. I'm totally happy. So no matter what happens to me, I mean, I'm happy to go. But the true thing of life is being able to telecast your thoughts and being able to broadcast your thoughts into the world, and being able to just do what you want to do in daily life without the hassle. So what I mean is, people go around life stressed out negatively, and you never need negative stress. But what you need to realize is those people who are positive in life are going to make it far more than negative people. And I find that if you stay away from people, then you find yourself. And you'll find who you are when you get away from people. I have Netflix. I can use Netflix. I can use music production skills. And I can use my life to just give a service of content for free, so that I can look back on it forever. So for example, let's say I move away from this world, I pass away, for example. And then from heaven above, in terms of with Jesus Christ, I look down on my work and I say, hey, I'm helping a lot of people. And that's what I want to be able to do. And I love my life. I love the way my life is going. I'm growing myself into a more mature person now. I'm more attractive now than ever before, because it's about the wisdom. And I'm growing myself, and I'm growing different ways of explaining myself in different ways. So I find that if you find yourself attractive, that you just broadcast yourself into the best way possible. So now all my audio programs are going on to Mega Drive now, and I just let it be in Mega Drive now. And I find that's it. I find now that since I'm actually talking much more into audio programs now, I'm ready to do videos as well, here and there. And I'm making content. And since I'm making content, I'm happier, because I'm documenting my life. And I have a far greater legacy than other people now, because everything's being documented by me. And I'm really, really enthusiastic about life. I'm really, really dwelling the better way. So since I'm actually growing myself now, I'm planning my life ahead. I'm looking at what I can do. And what I can do is telecast my thoughts, and being able to meet new people now is something very attractive. But there's a woman out there for me. I mean, I'm very, let's say, open to speaking and communicating to women. But I have had luck. I have had luck with women, but never luck in terms of getting married or having a kid with a woman. And never any kind of luck like that. But I see other guys and women out there. I see there are attractive guys out there and there are attractive women. But I'm not gay. But I see why attractive guys get attractive women. And now I'm attractive, but the thing is that attractive woman never goes for me. And why is that? I promise you, because they never find me attractive. But I'm an attractive guy. And for each and every single YouTube video, I post a thumbnail of my fashion photos. And I have so many fashion photos of myself that women are never chasing me. But it's attractive that I have fashion photos of myself. So I just keep it going. I'm much more proud of who I am now than ever before. And I'm growing myself differently all the time, and I'm just learning how to grow myself. And people are all doing their own business, and everybody's doing something. But what I can do personally now is speak in an audio program much more often and document my life much more. And since I'm doing courses these days, I'm understanding that for my music production guys, that my music production is lifting because I'm using Splice Sounds. And Splice is a tool where you give money and you get sounds from people that made sounds, for example. So I'm looking forward to going to a nightclub very soon, sometime, and I want to do it for free. I want to go to a nightclub for free. I want to be a DJ, and I have to get my DJ deck. So I'm learning now's the time for me to get a DJ deck. And before I go to Germany, I get myself a DJ deck. And since I'm actually learning how to grow myself, I'm learning how to invest in my music, because I've given $25,000 for music production until now. And the more I give into terms of music production, the more I learn. And it's a career, but I'm getting better. And it gets to the stage where I just go out and I DJ my music, and I'm an artist. And I'm my own type of artist. I have music I've created that I can use always, and I can always listen to it. And I enjoy being alone. And I'm understanding that my dad's going to pass away very soon as well. And he's not going to be here for a long time. I mean, instead, mum's going to be here for 20 more years than my dad. But life is happening for me. And since life is happening for me, I'm learning how to grow myself professionally. And I'm learning to be with people, and I'm learning to be courageous. But I enjoy public speaking in front of people. I enjoy giving my thoughts out there. Just like Larry King, for example. And Larry King is somebody who is very inspirational for me. And he is a radio talk show host. And I'm sure he's listening as well. And he just goes out there and goes on YouTube videos and goes on TV shows and broadcasts all of his opinions and everything, and it's just so inspirational. And you have to also do that for yourself, guys, and you have to understand to be inspirational in your heart, and you have to grow yourself. But life takes me differently, and I'm learning how to just grow myself differently. But you have to make the most of it, and you have to make the most of your life. But now, since I'm understanding that I never need audiobook.com, I never need audible.com. I can, however, read audiobooks, but I never need to post my audiobooks and content into anywhere other than Mega Drive now. And I just need to go and link up all my Mega Drive links into all my YouTube videos, just so I have it done, so that people can find me all the time in every single YouTube video. And from that point on, I move up. I understand straight away that I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm solidifying my success, and I'm planning my life differently, and I'm learning from the occasion. I see attractive women, and I always dreamt to be with an attractive woman. But an attractive woman is somebody who wants to be with you. And if they never want to be with you, then how can they be attractive? I mean, understand? I mean, how can they be really attractive? I mean, it's not. I mean, it's very unattractive when a woman never wants you. I mean, understand? But never ever try to seek sex from a woman. I mean, try to be so much more inspirational than that, and try to understand that it's more about personal development and being able to forgive yourself, to understand straight away that you're growing and that you're giving life advice and that God's always listening. And since you understand straight away how to grow, that you're developing a mindset that's growing, and that you deliver content in a better way. And I'm always learning. So for example, now, since I'm understanding that you guys can always hear me out, I'm understanding I'm saving a lot of money now. I'm saving a lot of money because I have Mega Drive now. And since you guys can all find me now in my YouTube links, I mean, you guys can all find my content, and people can study me forever. But that's all I can do. And all I can do is leave a legacy behind. And it's more how it is. But I'm understanding straight away I'm doing much better than my other friends. And how am I doing much better than them? I'm doing much better than them in my legacy, for example. So my legacy is growing much more than theirs. I have a greater legacy than them. And they might have kids, for example, but they have no legacy, for example. So I mean, they have a small legacy. I mean, you understand, I have a big legacy, whereas my legacy is huge, because what's to come from me is a lot of content. So what I need to do on a daily basis is grow and learn. And I need to be much more into learning these days. And how do I learn? I learn by doing what you never do. So I make sure to find aspects of life to never do. So I stay away from poker, I stay away from cigarettes, I stay away from drugs, I stay away from people, I stay away from most aspects of life, and that's how I learn. So if you can do that for yourself, then then you can grow. But stocks in companies, like for example, getting into stocks and stuff, I never do that. I never get into stocks because I understand that Jesus Christ never gets into stocks. And Jesus Christ says that he does not get into stocks. I understand that Jesus Christ says you shall never own the world that you live. I mean, understand, but it's never that he says that. He says you should never own anything from this world. So anybody who's buying gold is owning something from this world. So I never own gold. I promise you, Jesus Christ never gets into Bitcoin. But Jesus Christ gets into doing God's work. So I'm learning how to do Jesus Christ. I'm understanding that when the time comes to get into Bitcoin, I'm getting into Bitcoin then. For instance, there's going to be a time in my life where blockchain and technology in terms of blockchain and Bitcoin is going to be the new thing. And it's already the new thing already. But when plastic money goes away, that's when I get into Bitcoin and stuff like that. But it's never too late. And I never need to get Bitcoin now. But what I need to do is grow my music talent. Because I want to produce music that rocks your boat. I want to deliver content. So I'm a producer and I need to distribute content. I need to be able to grow myself in different ways. And I find that when I was smoking cigarettes while speaking to people, that cigarettes were harming me in terms of my communicational skills. So anybody who's smoking cigarettes while talking to others is never really social as much as they can be. So what I'm finding is much more that I'm being much more attractive in terms of my public speaking skills. And I find I'm learning very quickly about life. So that's what I'm looking forward to, is understanding much more how to grow myself in different ways. And I'm learning very quickly about life. So it's much more how I need to plan my life daily. So since I'm actually growing myself and performing and outperforming myself, I'm learning. I'm learning how to grow in different ways. And I'm finding myself much more talented in daily life. So since I can actually grow and outgrow myself in the best way possible, that I'm positive. I'm very positive these days, guys. And that's how you live life. Once you live life in a positive manner. But my dad is paying the electricity and he's paying the bills and he's paying the rent over here. Apparently he's paying for food and drink as well. But he's paying for everything except for the food that I eat. So the food that I eat, I get myself food, but he pays for the petrol. Apparently he's trying to give me the best life possible. But once my dad goes away from this world, I'm going to miss him. And I understand that he was, at times, never the best father at times. But during other times, he was the best father as well. And he's always doing his best as much as he can. So I'm learning. And I'm talking about as much as I can. I'm talking about everything. So now these days I have to do my synonyms and antonyms as well. And I need to plan my life in daily life. I have to read books. I have to do something to regard myself as a high class person. And I keep it up. I keep up everything. I keep going. I understand Instagram's going to be around forever. I mean, Instagram's always going to be around. And you guys can always check out my Instagram. And my Instagram is just photos, videos of myself and music production, but YouTube channel is mainly the one that you want to be looking at, which is the Mega Drive. Mega Drive is the main one, and then the YouTube, and then the Instagram. I see YouTube is much more important than Instagram these days. And why is that? Probably because YouTube is something that is much more available, because it's going to be here for long term. And YouTube is the biggest video software in the world now. And so many YouTube videos are going up online. But I'm learning to document my life and to have a greater legacy than other people. And that's my dream come true. That I have a greater legacy than other people. So what I want to do is walk around and do life greater. I'm understanding that every single time I'm doing life in a different manner, I'm learning very quickly about life. I want to be able to broadcast myself in daily life all the time. I have hair clips in my hair, and it's because I'm growing my hair in a ponytail. I'm growing a ponytail. But I have to try something new with my hair, so I'm learning how to grow it. I'm learning to grow my hair. I'm learning to keep going with my fashion photos. And I'm dealing with my life in a greater manner. So I have to get myself clothing. I have to get myself some new clothing on Tuesday. And I'll let it be that way. I'm learning life is happening, and life happens for the best. But I save my videos and audio programs in 1 hour segments. I see it's more than enough. And then I upload everything online into Mega Drive. And I organize myself around much more in daily life. But it's all I can do, and that's how I grow. So I'm learning very quickly about life. And I'm finding much more attractiveness in what I do. So I'm planning, and life comes to you quickly. So life happens very quickly, and then all you can do is talk in an audio program as much as possible, and that way you grow yourself into the best way possible. So that's how I feel. I feel anyway that what I want to do now is just grow myself. So I'm learning how to talk, I'm learning how to be encouraging, I'm helping myself to grow. I'm understanding that you guys are listening out there, whoever, in terms of whoever is listening to this. I'm understanding that somebody's listening to me. And there are millions of years to come. And I just want to leave the biggest legacy in the world as much as I can. I want to be the one to leave a legacy like nobody else. But I'm learning. I'm learning from everything. I'm becoming much more attractive. I'm losing weight as well because I'm not drinking, and I'm drinking. I'm always now, but I'm not eating hummus and I'm not eating peanut butter. So I'm losing some weight and calories. I'm on a diet from hummus and peanut butter because medication. I'm taking medication at the moment for schizophrenia, and I have no schizophrenia, guys, but the doctor says that I have schizophrenia. I have no schizophrenia, and they want me to take medications, so I just keep going. I'm finding that I'm becoming more social as well, and since I'm becoming more social, I'm learning from the occasion. I'm learning to develop my life in better ways, and I'm planning my life. I'm ahead of the game.